For most of human history, technology has improved step by step in a straight, predictable line. A better hammer, a faster car, a clearer screen. But what we're seeing now with AI isn't a straight line. It's a vertical launch. It feels like it came out of nowhere, right? One day, it was a clunky chatbot. The next, it's writing code and creating art that feels human. The reason for this shock is simple but profound. A human might spend a lifetime mastering a skill. An AI can absorb the entirety of human knowledge on that topic in a matter of days or even hours. While we sleep, while we take breaks, it's learning. It's running millions of simulations, refining its understanding 24/7 without ever getting tired. It's not just getting better, it's getting better at getting better. This isn't a gradual improvement. This is a threshold being crossed. It's the moment a quiet ripple in a pond suddenly becomes a tidal wave, and it's not happening in the future. It's happening right now. So how does an AI actually learn? It's not like a person memorizing facts for a test. Think of it less like memorization and more like distillation. AI models are trained on unimaginable amounts of data, trillions of words, billions of images, the digital ghost of our entire civilization. But it doesn't just store this information. It searches for patterns, for the hidden rules that connect everything. It learns the statistical relationship between the word sky and the color blue. It learns the geometric patterns that define a cat, from a cartoon to a photograph. Then comes the magic ingredient, reinforcement learning. Imagine teaching a dog a trick. You give it a treat for getting it right. AI learns the same way, but on a cosmic scale. It tries something, gets a score for how well it did, adjusts its approach, and tries again, millions of times per second. This is why scale changes everything. A model trained on 1,000 books is interesting. A model trained on the entire internet starts to develop abilities that even its creators didn't explicitly program. It's not just bigger, it's different. This relentless pattern-matching process is what's feeding its incredible acceleration. This leads us to the exponential moment, the point where the curve goes vertical. For decades, we had Moore's law, which predicted that computer chips would double in power roughly every 2 years. That was the engine of the digital revolution. AI scaling makes Moore's law look like it's standing still. We've entered a feedback loop. We are now using AI to design better AI hardware. We're using AI to write more efficient AI software. Better tools lead to more powerful AI, which then builds even better tools faster. This creates a cycle of self-improvement that accelerates at a blistering pace. A human researcher might have one great idea a year. An AI can test 1,000,000 ideas before breakfast. We simply cannot compete with the sheer speed of iteration. It's like trying to race a fighter jet on a bicycle. This isn't just another tech revolution like the internet or the smartphone. This is a fundamental shift in the nature of progress itself. It's a new kind of physics for innovation. And this isn't science fiction. AI is already outperforming the best human experts in a growing number of fields. Let's be specific, no hype. Take pattern recognition. In medical imaging, AI can spot signs of cancer in scans with a higher degree of accuracy and speed than a trained radiologist. It sees subtle patterns in the pixels that the human eye might miss. A few years ago, the grand challenge of protein folding, which is crucial for drug discovery, was a puzzle that stumped scientists for 50 years. An eye solved it. In the world of complex strategy, AI has long since conquered chess and Go. Now, it dominates far more complex real-time simulations and games that require long-term planning and adaptation. It's even transforming creative fields. Programmers now use AI as a partner that can generate functional code, find bugs, and optimize systems, doing in minutes what used to take days. In these specific narrow domains, the race is already over. It's not about us versus the machine anymore. The machine is simply better. Now, This is the most important part of the conversation. Let's ground ourselves. For all its power, AI is not a mind. It is not conscious. It has no goals of its own, no desires, no subjective experience of the world. It doesn't want anything. It is a tool, an incredibly sophisticated pattern matching engine that does what we direct it to do. It has no biological intuition, no common sense wisdom gleaned from a life of scraped knees and social interactions. An AI that can beat a grandmaster at chess can be easily fooled by a simple logical riddle that a child could solve. It's brilliant within the context of its training data, but outside of that, it can be surprisingly fragile and make nonsensical errors. It can tell you how to bake a cake, but it doesn't know what it feels like to taste one. So when we talk about this power, we must remember its limits. We are dealing with powerful intelligence, but not a conscious being. Not yet. So, what happens next? The acceleration doesn't stop. We are moving from a world of narrow A, is, each designed for one specific task, to a world of more general capabilities. The lines between a language model, an image model, and a logic model are blurring. But as these tools become more powerful and integrated into our lives, a huge gap is emerging. The technology is advancing at an exponential rate, but our laws, our institutions, and our social norms are evolving at a linear human pace. This is the regulation lag. We are building the most powerful tools in history with an instruction manual that is years out of date. The decisions we make in this next decade about safety, about ethics, about who controls this technology will have a greater impact on the future of humanity than any single decade in the last century. This technology will define our lifetime. The world your children grow up in will be fundamentally shaped by the choices we are making right now. In the end, it all comes down to this. AI will keep getting smarter, more capable, more integrated into the fabric of our reality. That is now a given. The real variable, the great unknown, is us. The bottleneck is no longer the technology. It's human adaptation. Will we use this incredible power as a tool to solve our greatest challenges, disease, climate change, poverty? Or will we become dangerously dependent on systems we don't fully understand? This is the central question of our time. AI is a mirror reflecting our intelligence, our creativity, our ambitions, and also our flaws. What we see in that reflection will ultimately be a choice, and it's a choice we all have to make. Thanks for watching. If this made you think, consider subscribing for more.